if I told you there are 4 side hustles you could start with a near 0% chance of failure? By the end of this video, you'll not only know what those side hustles are, but you'll be armed with the knowledge to know exactly how to find those opportunities on your own, no matter where you're located. And to make things even easier, I'm going to rate each of these side hustles on how easy they are to start and how much you can realistically expect to make. As Manny Delgado so wisely said,
"You'll never go broke playing to a rich guy's ego. Write that down."
Of course, I'm kidding. Sort of. But in all seriousness, there is a way to guarantee you will always make money, and that's to provide a service that most people don't want to do themselves. First thing on our list is residential cleaning. Ask anybody you know if they enjoy cleaning the house. I can almost guarantee you the answer is no. And for those of you who genuinely enjoy cleaning, how? I'm genuinely curious. Please leave me a comment below. I have to know why. But I guess to each their own. For the rest of us, this dislike creates opportunity. Right now, this industry is ripe for the picking for anybody who's willing to put in a little bit of elbow grease. Residential cleaning industry trends show 20% growth year over year, with 80% of households being expected to use a cleaning service by 2024. That's a huge opportunity. But how much could you expect to make cleaning? Based on the averages, you could be bringing in well over $100 an hour based on the averages and the size of the property you're cleaning. And while residential cleaning is the growing industry, why stop there? There's medical offices, office buildings, rental companies, the list goes on and on. And honestly, one of the secrets to grow in this industry relatively fast is to connect with property owners and people who have a lot of rental properties, because then one sale turns into you cleaning properties for not one house, but multiple houses, and you can see how that would compound. On my easy scale, I'm giving this one a 2 out of 5, and it's a 2 out of 5 because while it is relatively easy to get into, you still have an upfront investment to buy chemicals and supplies and things like that, and you do have to put a lot of elbow grease in for this to be truly successful. Number 2 on our list is a pooper scooper service. I know, this one sounds ridiculous. And I thought the exact same thing until I actually dove in and looked at the numbers in the industry and got my hands dirty and really figured this out. It's nuts. I mean, think about it. You love your dog. I love my dog. But their poop, meh, not so much. And cleaning it up week after week gets so tedious and annoying, trust me. Especially if you're from a climate like me with bitter winters, it gets really annoying really fast. In the last 10 years, American pet spending has more than doubled to over $109 billion in 2021. And trust me, there is no sign of this slowing up. So let's look at the numbers. The average American is willing to pay $64 a month to have somebody come and clean their yard, based on the averages I've found with different companies doing it all over the country. Now, using this model, they're accounting for one dog and you only going over to the house once a week. The average yard will take you an average of 10 minutes to clean up, meaning your hourly rate can reach well over $60 an hour as long as you plan your route and get houses relatively close to each other. And if you're doing this in a small town, that's more than likely going to happen, especially as word of mouth gets around. Not too shabby for cleaning up some poop, huh? And it doesn't stop there. If you want to make even more with this side hustle, you can add complimentary services like dog walking and dog sitting, which is a huge business in and of itself. And that could easily triple that number. On my easy scale, I'm giving this one a 2 out of 5 as well. And the reason being is because even though the supplies are less expensive than the cleaning business, you do have to now start to factor in things like routes and how you should space out houses to make sure you optimize your time. So it gets a little more complicated, but it's still a pretty low barrier to entry that just about anybody could do and succeed at. If the service route isn't for you, maybe these next 2 items on my list might be a better fit. Number 3 on the list is retail arbitrage. Now this one's pretty unique, and let me guess, you've heard of it, but you probably don't really understand how it works or why it works for that matter. You see a bunch of videos on YouTube talking about arbitrage this, arbitrage that, but you aren't really sure how to start or what to do or even how much you can realistically make. At face value, it's pretty simple. You buy something one place for less money and sell it somewhere else for more. Is it really that simple? So you're telling me you can walk into your local Ross store, pick something off the shelf, buy it, and then sell it somewhere else for more money? Yeah, pretty much. Now, of course, you gotta be more picky than that. You can't just pick anything off the shelf, but we'll get into that too. Now, if you don't believe me, check this out. This is the Jordan split back backpack. I picked it up at Ross for 20 bucks. And as you can see here, it's going for about $50 to $80 depending on the marketplace you're after. So that was a quick 30 bucks. Or how about this? These are Nike Air Force One Flyknit USA edition. I picked up these bad boys for 50 bucks at a Ross. And currently the last one sold for $649. Now, I will admit that I got pretty lucky on these. When I picked them up for 50 bucks, they were selling right around $100, and self-admittedly I got a little lazy and didn't list them. And I'm kind of glad I didn't, because now they're worth 4 or 5 times that. So we'll see where this one lands. Now, you can find these kind of arbitrage opportunities all over the place, but some of my favorite stores to go to are Ross, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, and if you're lucky enough to have one in your area, a Ollie's. And if you can believe it, the internet actually created more opportunities for arbitrage, not less. Some people manage to do this side hustle completely from home, doing what's known as online arbitrage. It's pretty much the same concept, but instead of having to go to the store and finding these kind of deals, you can find them online by comparing prices from one vendor to the other, from eBay to Amazon. There's always discrepancies in the prices, and there's people out there that do nothing but find them and buy and sell. Now, the obvious advantage of doing online arbitrage versus retail arbitrage is of course the fact that you don't have to leave home, and it's super convenient and super quick. You can see things in real time. Online arbitrage also has some disadvantages, including lower margins, and now you have to wait for ship times, and in that process, the prices may fluctuate and you may lose out. Now, there are people who make a full-time living off of retail arbitrage or just arbitrage in general, so your earning potential is pretty much limited to what you're willing to put in. On my easy scale, I'm giving this one a 1.5 out of 5 because it's a low barrier to entry, you can learn relatively quickly, and you can start with a small amount of cash. Moving on with our list, we're at number 4, and that is flipping. Now, hold up, I already know what you're thinking. Flipping, isn't it the same thing as retail arbitrage? And sort of, but not really. With retail arbitrage and online arbitrage, you're finding price discrepancies. You're finding something cheaper and selling it the exact same way somewhere else for more money. Whereas flipping, you're not necessarily flipping the exact same item. Maybe you find something old and clean it, make it better, and sell it for more. Or maybe you find something for free, clean it, deliver it, and sell it for more. Flipping requires more creativity, but the earning potential is pretty much unlimited. I like to think of flipping as treasure hunting, and you can find that treasure pretty much anywhere, even places like the side of the road. The old saying really is true, one man's junk is another man's treasure, but most of the time it's not junk. Now you can find items to flip just about anywhere, like your local thrift shop or garage sale, or pretty much anywhere where used goods are sold. When you see people online doing this or making videos about this, generally they're focused on a few specific items, but one of the big ones that people focus on is furniture. Look through your online marketplace right now, and I can guarantee you find at least one free couch, or at least a couch selling for super cheap. All right, now picture this. You take that couch home, you give it a really thorough cleaning, then you relist it on all those marketplaces for $200, $300, $400. But this time you include delivery, maybe it's a free delivery, maybe you charge a little bit, and all of a sudden you have something worth buying. And you added the convenience of having it delivered. That's one of the biggest hurdles people have when buying used couches, besides the cleanliness, is how am I gonna get it to my house? If you can provide that convenience, you can earn a lot of money. People will pay for convenience. Now, I realize a lot of people probably don't have trucks to go picking up couches and delivering couches all over the place. So in that situation, I've seen people rent U-Hauls to make the deliveries and still make a lot of money doing it. But if that sounds like a little too much and not really your speed, I get it. And there's plenty of other flipping opportunities you can find all over the place that don't require a truck. So on my easy scale, I'm giving this one a 1.5 out of 5 yet again. And the reason being is because you can start with just about no money. I mean, you can pick up free stuff or start with very little and start flipping things and earning more and more. Remember, you will always succeed as long as you do something that saves somebody time and makes their life a little bit better in the process. And also remember, the only way you can truly fail is if you stop trying. And that's the truth. Now, these are only 4 of the side hustles you could start today with a near zero failure rate. I hope at very least this inspired you to start one of these, or maybe it gave you an idea for something you thought of on your own. If you think you want to start a pooper scooper business, make sure you check out this video right here where I break down everything from pricing to how much you can make, and even outline exactly how you can get your first few clients. And as always, I will see you guys next time.